Welcome back to Scoping Out Tools. I am now back from France and I can say that the liquids made it on the plane. I actually put these in a plastic bag and that seemed to be alright. The other bit that I wasn't sure about was carrying something that was actually a big magnet on the plane and also carrying it with in the same bag as my laptop. But I'm just actually been playing about with it, and around this it is actually quite a strong magnet for it. I'll put it down on my vise that is just at the bottom here, and it seemed to actually come on quite solid. See, that's actually quite strong to do it. It does say 8 kilograms, so I don't know if that's how much it can actually take. But it does seem quite strong in there. Less strong at this bit. Just watch that you don't trap your fingers. Oh, saying it. That's my pulling apart face. Okay, so that survived. This survived. Then I wasn't sure if this little blade would have survived, which came with the Parkside pencil, and it did. That came all through. And string, obviously, there's no issue with. And I think that was all that I had with it. Oh no, the shrink wrap stuff. Oh yeah. But there's no reason why that wouldn't have got through. I don't actually have any need for the shrink wrap just now. I don't do that much electrical stuff, but maybe when I'm actually having the fixing that microphone Yeti, there might be. So what was I going to do is I was just going to do another turning video. Again, I'm going to try and improve what I did. So one thing I quite liked was actually putting on the super glue finish, but this time I'm going to make the pen a little bit narrower. So I've just got to select which bit of wood that I'm going to use, and also find a drill that I actually didn't because of to replace the one that I broke. Okay, so I've chosen this piece of wood. It's one of the pieces that I don't actually have a name of what the wood is, but again, I'm just going to give that a try. I'll do the usual thing of I'm going to mark how far I need to actually drill it. I might just clip off the end slightly just to make it fit easier. And the other bit is I might also try and make it as thin as this pen. I don't know if I've got the skill to actually get it that close, but let's just give it a try. At the worst, it's one piece of wood. So I've just started marking up, putting the centres, which is the standard thing that you do to make sure that you're spinning on axis. I use an awl to put a little dot in it just to actually make sure that I can actually line up the points. I've taken the dead centre and I've marked out how deep I want to make the marks, and I've also sized up the calipers to make sure that they are actually going to match the hole, and I'm just adjusting it bit by bit. I try it out, it's a bit too large, so I redo it, and this time it's a bit too small, so I just get a little bit of masking tape, put it on just to actually thicken it out, and after pushing it in, making sure that that's would spin in the centre, that's good. Drill bit in, and you can see that I've still got the marker from last time, and I'm just going through it. I didn't start off with a short drill this time, realising that it was actually pretty stable, and so the drilling out came a little bit easier, just obviously removing it every now and again just to remove any extra sawdust. Rough and gouge now, and I'm just actually filing it down, getting as much material off as possible. This was actually really nice because this wood, whatever type it is, if you notice the shavings that come off it, they're all nice and lovely and spindly, which a lot of the other woods that I've been using haven't actually reacted in the same way. So it's really nice actually able to have that sort of reaction. Now I've moved on to the skew, and I'm just thinning that down, trying to get it as thin as possible. I've already checked the measurement of the calipers on the actual plastic one, and I'm just marking where the end of that pen is, so I don't cut through and get a hole like I did on the very first pen. And I've just decided that I'm going to use a little bit of a bulb. Now this jar is vinegar with steel wool in it, so I popped it in, let the vinegar dissolve over a couple of days, and then I've just actually applied it to the actual pen itself. I didn't know how this would actually turn out, and at first I wasn't completely enamored with it, but it's actually grown on me and I quite like the effect. So just doing all the sanding. So what I'm doing is I'm sanding it as it spins, going through grits of 60, 100, 120 and 240. But what I'm also doing, you'll notice that I'll stop the spinning and I'm going up and down the length of the spindle. This is so that all the scratches go in the direction of the grain, which makes it a little bit more difficult for people to actually pick out. Now, this time, before I applied the oil, I decided that what I was going to do was, or before I applied the glue, what I was going to do was I was going to actually oil it first, then apply the glue. So all I've done is I've now just applied the glue, given a spray of the activator, and then I can actually start scraping and polishing it straight away. And I'm doing 3 coats of this. I'm not sure if I should be doing polishing it all the way back like I am. If any of you have done pen with super glue, feel free to mention and correct my methods. But it seems to be working okay. I'm just then conscious that I might be actually removing all that hard work. This one was a little bit more difficult to actually see. This one was actually a bit more difficult to see once the glue was on, because it was white wood. The darker woods really picked up when it was damp, if you will. So now I'm just doing that final last bit of super glue once more, a little bit of sanding at the end, and then I will be finishing it off with one last oil. And with that, I'm ready to actually cut it off. So I've got a Japanese pull saw, which I'll just get out just now, and I'm cutting it and then just turning it. You can see that it's a little bit difficult for me to turn. I don't know if that's the style of lathe that I've got, but I'm just then doing one pull and then giving it another turn, pull, another turn, pull, and then eventually it will actually come off with my hands. So I quite enjoyed this one. I'm definitely going to make thinner pens like this, and I'll talk about in the outro, I'll talk about what I hopefully will plan to actually do next. And here it should be coming off. One more, come on, one more, pull, yeah. Is that you? No, one more. Yep, nearly there. Go, yeah, that's it. Okay, and that is the finished article. It does fit to have the pen cap on it, which is the first cap I've got because it's thin enough for it. But I will likely need to think about how to actually make a nicer cap. Can I actually make that out of wood? I'm not sure. But I've super glued it in again. I think it's slightly smaller than that, so I'll give it a little try at writing, and yeah, we'll see. So obviously I've tried using the iron that's been dipped in vinegar, and it's given it a striping effect. I'm not sure if I like it or not, so I'll need to actually see, and I'll give you my opinion later on it. So thank you very much. Another wood turning video. I've got some other scoping out videos coming up where I am actually looking at some stuff under the microscope, but that will be coming in the next week or so. So thank you very much for watching. There's other videos on my channel if you are interested in seeing it. Bye for now.